Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. President William Samoei Ruto is running out of time because he finds himself in a political dilemma. When Gen Zs went to the street, William Ruto decided to dissolve his cabinet as a result of pressure from Gen Z. But now he finds himself even in a bigger dilemma when he is thinking of reconstituting his new cabinet. That is the biggest dilemma that he finds himself in. He had tried to call on Raila so that they form what he called a government of national unity, that is reminiscent of the one that Kibaki, the former president Mwai Kibaki, did when he invited the other members of the opposition and they worked together. But now William Ruto realizes that due to pressure, the same pressure from Gen Z, the opposition has declined that pressure. Raila said that this government has got his hands soiled in blood and they're not going to work together.
Piga sisi na bunduki, lakini hiyo bunduki haitoshi. Mwaka jana waliua watu wetu vijana 75, sio? Mwaka hii wameua sasa karibu zaidi ya 100. Watu kama hawa mikono yao imejaa damu, hatuwezi kuongea na hawa watu. Hayo mimi nasema no dialogue. Tunataka action.
This is happening after William Ruto had called for a meeting and informed the Mount Kenya members of parliament they need to include the opposition in his government. And he told them, go and spread this message. And he was telling them that this is because the deputy president is now championing his own course for self-aggrandizement, because there have been rumor that the deputy president is taking advantage of the Gen Z demonstrations so that under the constitution, if the president is ousted, then he will remain the president. But now even that has backfired. And I want us to go straight to one of the deputy president's allies' statements that he made. The Nyeri governor is Kahiga and is a man who is known to be the mouthpiece of the deputy president. As a matter of fact, when the Finance Bill 2024 was proposed, he is on record of telling Murkomen that this bill is dead on arrival, we are not going to support it. So a day or 2 days ago, Kahiga was in Kameme FM and he was hosted. And he spoke quite a lot of, he delved in very many issues. But I want us to look at what he said about the looming reconstitution of the cabinet. And this is what I want us to read because it's going to form part of our analysis. Now, Governor Kahiga proposal. In an interview with Kameme FM on Tuesday, July 16, 2024, Governor Kahiga implored President Ruto to recognize the support he received from the region while constituting his new cabinet. He added that the outgoing CSS received their appointments following a post-election deal which was struck between Ruto and his deputy president Rigathi. Failure to pick 8 cabinet secretaries from Mount Kenya region, Governor Kahiga noted that the president will have violated a pact with his deputy. This, how he was speaking, he was saying, I want to remind the president that Mount Kenya gave him at least 3.5 million votes in the last elections, and we had 8 seats with Mount Kenya representatives from the likes of Justin Muturi, Alice Wahome, Moses Kuria, and the rest. Ruto needs to understand that all those seats that were held by Mount Kenya representatives were done through an agreement they had with his deputy, Rigathi. If he is listening to me, I want to remind Ruto that those seats belonged to us, and if he minds the people of Mount Kenya, he should listen. In my opinion, I would warn him that picking anyone from another region will be a start to his downfall. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to warn him that if he picks anyone outside the region, that this will be the beginning of his downfall. Downfall is what we are talking about here. And William Ruto had said that Rigathi Gachagua was plotting for his downfall. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you. I want to thank you for your continued support. Please give this video a thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm telling you that William Ruto is under siege is because he had thought that he would neutralize his deputy by including people like Raila, Kalonzo, and other opposition members in the cabinet. But now that has backfired. Now you can imagine that these people are entitled. Mutai Kahiga is saying that they gave William Ruto at least 3.5 million votes, which could be true. And he's telling us that they sat down in an agreement when they were constituting their cabinet, and the 8 slots were done as a result of MOU, that these are our slots. And as Ruto is planning to reconstitute a new cabinet, because the first one was dissolved as a result of pressure, that cabinet was incompetent, because from all looks, that cabinet could not deliver, not unless William Ruto is a mediocre. That cabinet cannot achieve anything. Number 2, that cabinet was accused of corruption and wastage. We had people like Murkomen who have been told, had got penchant for expensive clothes, very executive clothes and watches and jewelry, which is not bad. But then people are looking at his life for the period he was a senator, the amount of money that he earns, and then the shortest period that they are in cabinet, and life has changed. We understand that they are buying houses both inside and outside the country. Their lifestyle has changed. They are just thumping. They no longer care about the people. And so that cabinet was just a tall order. Now, these people are piling pressure on William Samoei Ruto that you must give us our slots. William Ruto is saying that I want to include everyone. And Gen Z is telling William Ruto that before you reconstitute that cabinet, we want to advise you. While they're looking for tribal positions, William Ruto is facing a backlash because he was told, you're not going to reconstitute a cabinet looking at ethnicity. And if it has to be based on ethnicity, it has to be the face of all Kenyans. That is the first dilemma, because if they want all the seats, while William Ruto is told, take the 8 plus the others, distribute among the other tribes, including Ogiek. Number 2, competency. In fact, the Gen Z are telling William Samoei Ruto that we need a cabinet that is competent, that can deliver what you promised us. It must be based on meritocracy, on merit. We're not going to look at just because he's a Kikuyu or he's a Luo or a Kisi or a Luya, you have to include him because you want to please Raila, Mudavadi, Wetangula or Rigathi Gachagua. He has to look for people who merit those places. Number 3, the Gen Z, who are the people who are behind the dissolution, why the cabinet was dissolved, are telling William Samoei Ruto that you must include the youth in it. And I know William Ruto, there are people who are now advising him, and I know he's being told, you just clear, do whatever you want and use the police. Because I've realized that there is a kind of enhanced brutality. They are trying to instill fear. Just today they actually abducted veteran politician Macharia Gaido, and yesterday there was a lot of torture and killing and mayhem on the streets. And I know you will be told, you announced that cabinet, let them do whatever they want. But let me tell you, the problem here is that if William Ruto is not careful, people will go back to the streets. And I'm wondering, I wonder whether the DP wants the best for William Samoei Ruto. Because when you pile such pressure, I can assure you that William Ruto will do it. But then people will go back to the streets. Because if you realize, Gen Zs are not giving up. They never tire. They have demonstrated that they will go full swing, whether you kill them, whatever you do, you abduct them, they will still go. And I foresee a situation, if William Ruto is not careful, there is going to be anarchy. You see, you can intimidate people for a while, and then people will, sit down and decide, if I sit in the house, they are coming for us, they're coming to retrieve us. So why should I hide in the house? People will go out there and they say, I will die. And it is even bad that when you are in the house, they will abduct you. Afadhali, you rather go outside there than you die by the bullet when people are seeing you, rather than being abducted, killed, and thrown into some dumping site. And I be, let us have someone who will tell the king that you are naked. If we get people who are surrounded, I saw a tweet from Osoro, a tweet from the former CS for defense, Eden Duale. It seems these people have not accepted that Kenyans want to own their country. They believe that they still have an upper hand. They feel they are more Kenyan than us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto finds himself in a very precarious situation. He doesn't know what to do. He's been fixed. He wants to do the right thing, others are on him. Or he himself is presiding over those wrong things. And I don't know what he's going to do. We are really waiting because he's running out of time. He has run out of excuses. Now, he's being told, you know the reason why you dissolved the cabinet. Don't listen to people who are cheating you. Take the bull by its horns, make the right decisions, and please give us a cabinet that is competent, a lean cabinet. In fact, the more he plays around with, coming back with Kikuyu or Luo, what kind of cabinet, they're telling him that the principal secretaries must go. And then it is a moment of somebody must go. And I have a feeling that the person who might be next is the DCI. There's a lot of jokes around that office. And Kenyans are not playing around. Gen Zs have started a very noble cause. And I believe, God willing, they are going to accomplish it.